Hey my love, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited for today's video because it's quite different. I'm just sitting here with my watermelon and I tried the TikTok frozen grape candy snack, which honestly is so good. I need to perfect it because I don't have any white sugar, so I'm gonna get some monk fruit sweetener so it really has some sugar on it, and I think you should get some secret acid as well to make it sour sweet. But yeah, I'm sitting here with my super summery snack on our balcony. It's so beautiful out. I'm sitting here with my laptop editing the video that you're about to see. So if I'm wearing something else and it's a different vibe, you know why. Today's video is a full-on matcha therapy and a little bit of a chatty video as you will. Because when I filmed the productive morning routine, I also filmed a matcha therapy very intuitively, and while I was editing I realized there was so much in the productive morning routine I wanted you to see and not miss out on, and I wanted to share with you that if I had included the matcha therapy it would have been way too long. So I felt like this matcha therapy deserves a full-on space on the internet because I think it's a topic that constantly affects all of us in a way. So this matcha therapy is about putting pressure on ourselves, how to deal with that pressure, and how to actually find back more into that flow and focus with yourself so that you can actually be creative, be excited, motivated, and also be productive in the end. So without further ado, enjoy this video. If you like this kind of format, let me know. And thank you so much for being here. Any comment, anytime I get to chat with you, I'm so appreciative of it. Any subscribe supports my channel so much, and I hope you know how loved you are. Bye! Or well, hello, next to the video. Just thought as I was having breakfast and having a hot matcha to do a little matcha therapy. And also if you hear squeaking, it's a chair I'm sitting on, but I'm gonna change the chair now because I'm a little too lazy for that. But we just got 2 new chairs and they're used chairs. We got them basically thrifted, or we thrifted them, and one of them is a little squeaky, which we only realized, as you can hear, as we got home. Anywho, so I thought to do a little matcha therapy because the video before this, I'm not sure, I posted it late. And I wanted to share the reason why, because I feel like it's so relatable, and I wanted to share my learnings with you that I had learned before, a million times already. And then I had to relearn them, obviously. So there is a big project coming up for me, which I know I'm going to be really busy, but I do really take this channel so seriously, and I do want to provide amazing content, and I want to inspire you, and I just want to be a light in your life. I personally love watching vlogs. They inspire me, they motivate me, but they also entertain me, and it's like my favorite way of being entertained, to be honest. And it has been in my mind for a very long time to start a YouTube channel. I finally this year I managed to start a YouTube channel, and I've been very consistent and very on my schedule, as you will, because I'm planning to post every week at the same time on the same day. So as this big project is coming up, I wanted to pre-work a little bit, and I'm very feminine, very creative, and that usually doesn't work very well for me. And again, this time it really didn't work well for me because I was putting so much pressure on myself to having to create, to having to perform, to having to meet certain deadlines I was setting myself, that I was so much less productive and efficient than I usually am when I'm just allowing myself to flow, allowing myself to be really authentic, allowing myself to check in with myself and see what I feel like doing right now, feel like filming right now, feel like creating right now, feel like being right now. And so really allowing myself to be my feminine. And what essentially happened was that I put so much pressure on myself that I filmed quite a bunch and then was not really convinced of anything because it wasn't that because I wasn't leading with my heart, but I was leading with my head of having to do something, and it left. And it wasn't that it wasn't great content, but it didn't feel authentic to me. It didn't feel like it had a spark because it wasn't me being in flow. It was me performing and creating and producing instead of being led by my creative self. And so essentially what happened was that I posted the video late because I started editing it late because I was in my head, and then I knew I could just post it, but then there's also this standard I have for myself, and I don't want to post a video that I don't feel like has reached its potential. Obviously all videos always have a higher potential to reach. They can always be better. But if I already know edits that I want to do or something I want to film and I ignore that kind of niggling thought or idea in my head, I just don't feel like it is what it could be. And so I decided to post the video a little bit later, but still hold my standard and also allow myself to follow my own timeline, if you will. Because in the end, it's my life and it's your life, and often we think we have to follow a certain timeline that actually does not sit right with us. And then at the same time, I allow myself not having to pre-create so much, but actually trust myself that even if there's a lot happening in the next month, that I will still be able to hold the promise. And if you've watched a couple of my videos, you know promise is a really big word. It's my word for 2024. It's about consistency and consistently showing up for myself, for my goals, for my visions. And therefore, promise means for me to show up for myself, and one way of showing up for myself and my goals and my dreams and my visions is showing up for you and for the channel and creating these videos. And so I returned back to trusting myself that I will be able to show up for myself, because I will honor my promise, and I will, even though there's more going on, maybe create the time for it, but on my own terms, in my own flow, allowing myself to be productive when I'm being called forward to be productive and create because there's a desire to create, not because there is a deadline to meet. And that essentially created so much flow, just giving myself the permission to trust myself, to follow my own timeline, and to focus on one thing at a time helped me so much to return to my flow, my feminine, the desire to create, the desire to edit, the desire to show up, the desire to be productive. And that immediately set me in those energies, and therefore the outcome was me really enjoying editing this video that I posted late, me actually loving the process of it, being so excited to post it, being in the right energy for it, and being so inspired that I started creating more videos, therefore kind of indirectly pre-creating content, which was my goal in the first place, in which is why I pressured myself to do, not allowing myself to be, to think, to feel, to flow. And this is what I wanted to bring here, because the fear of not doing enough, or the pressure we put on ourselves often is to be something, to do something, to create something, to reach something. What it essentially does, it creates that intention that we want to avoid and manifest it. While if we allow ourselves to be in trust, allow ourselves to set an intention of what we desire. So let's say the desire is to pre-create content. It's not really even to pre-create content. The true desire or intention of mine was to be able, no matter what is going on, and even if I have more things happening in my life, in my day, to be able to still create high value, entertaining, just cozy, motivating, inspiring content. And so when I lead with that intention, immediately I'm inspired. I'm inspired because I'm in the energy of that. But if I'm in a fearful energy of, I have to do this by then, and I need to do this and this and this, because otherwise I will not be able to hold that intention. I'm in a fearful intention, and I focus on what I'm trying to avoid, and therefore manifesting what I'm trying to avoid. So in the end, it's going to take me longer, it's going to make me feel less good, and it's going to probably create less value, because it isn't something that comes from an inspired, flowful state, a true state to myself, a trust state within myself. And I'm an energy believer. I believe you can feel the energy I'm feeling when I'm filming this video, and this is so important to me. And yeah, I realized again that I lost so much time by trying to force myself, to pressure myself to meet a deadline, to think about it and be in my head about it, instead of allowing myself to be in my body and be inspired and have a break and have a think and allow time to unfold and allow things to be chaotic at time, and allow myself to maybe move into a season of overload, because it's going to bring lessons and teachings. And I thought it was really relatable, so I thought it would be a good moment to bring a little matcha therapy back. I'm going to finish my breakfast, and then I'm gonna, after the breakfast, start working, start on my big task, which is editing a specific video, which I'm super excited about now that I've allowed myself to be excited about it and to give myself time and to do it my way, which might not be the right way for you. It might not be the right way for anyone else, but I think that's like another big point, to follow your truth and what feels good to you, because honestly, when we feel good in what we're doing, the result is always going to be better. I promise you. So that's it for the little matcha therapy. Time to say goodbye.